Okay, guys. So if you're thanks for tuning in, and this video is about how Dragon Age Inquisition and Dragon Age overall had an impact on me, even when it comes to games like Dark Souls, which you've probably seen dictate most of my channel so far, along with some Binding of Isaac. If yeah, that's pretty much what's been this game has been dictating my life a lot. How I view things, how I think of things. Like we could start with the basics. Like there's the mages and Templars. Like, do they deserve to be free, or should they be put in a circle? Well, honestly, I think the answer to that is something like this: where Corypheus thinks he's a god, mage god, and wants mages to rule. Well, in the Chant of Light, it says magic should serve man, not rule over him. Nowadays in the Chantry, it's put mages in circles and oppress them. Honestly, I think it should be like what I like to think is that magic should be like a tool, not a weapon, not something to fear, but a coincidence or a unique coincidence that you have at your disposal to be useful, to help people, not to seek more power, not to become a god, not to harm others, to further your own gain. Where you go to the Fortress of Adamant, like, do you send warriors out? Do you use them from the Inquisition? It's tough choices like that. It can also reflect to real life in a way. Do it like the whole Templars and Mages that kind of represent slavery in a bit. Like, they don't have a choice to be there for what they are. Like African Americans, any other people. I don't know why I went to Africans and Americans first. I'm a horrible person, I know. When they were enslaved a long time ago, they were doing it because you're different. There's no difference here. Mages are being put in circles against their will because they're different. While how you feel about that is different. I personally think circles are needed because mages have the ability to become abominations, demons, without the lack of training, without the lack of anything. Well, you know that's not fair. They should be given free will. They should live with their family. Well, if you go back to play Dragon Age Origins and go to Redcliffe, you notice it's because of that freedom where Oresa does not want her son to go away because of her selfishness to keep her son. Because of that, a bunch of other people died. Mothers, sons, children, parents, grandparents, all died because of this one woman's greed. Well, she doesn't want to lose her child. Those people didn't want to die. So, at the end of the day, it's like, where you side, it's like everyone's going to side somewhere else. Oh, you want to simplify this with the mother? Like, yes, I can understand you don't want to lose your children, but the risk anything, losing your son to a demon is much more worse than losing your son to a circle and being properly trained and be given proper clothing. It's selfish. That's the best word I can think of. But I can understand that parents will always be selfish for their kids because they always want their best for their kids. Even the best parents can make the worst of mistakes for their children. That I can understand. That makes sense. I have parents who do that. Can do stupid things, but it's mainly to help me or my brother or my sister. It's what parents do. Sometimes they're blinded by love, sometimes they're blinded by what they want them to be. It just depends on preference, of what point of view. While this game is already going to make me rant about the difference between Templars and Mages. And that's one thing that's good about this game. If it can cause someone to rant for 4 minutes about one thing, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's one of the most unique games I have played in a very long time, if it can do that. Well, I won't say in a very long time, just in the recent memory I can think of. Like Dark Souls, as much as that game impacted me, doesn't make me think, is this the right choice? Is this the wrong choice? Is it right? Is it wrong? Like, it's stuff like that. It's like when you're playing Inquisition, or Dragon Age 2, you have the entire. Well, in Dragon Age 2, you got an entire city on your back. Well, Inquisition, you get half a country, continent, and it's not easy. And you can kind of feel the pressure, which is something I kind of did not like from Dragon Age 2. It felt like you can't breathe. It felt more like a day job, which is, I guess some people really like it, some people don't. It's all again preference. I'm not a fan of Dragon Age 2. A lot of people say it was disappointing. A lot of people, it had great writing. Don't get me wrong. Just recently, someone pointed out how Anders is pretty much a self-entitled bastard. How he can't stay committed to one thing, because he wants freedom for himself. Like, that's not right. Like, sometimes life isn't about freedom. Having a job is not being free. You have responsibilities. You don't have if you want to be paid, you want to have a living, you have to show up and you have to work. It's not overall freedom. Everything's not going to be sunshine and rainbows. He does not accept that, to a point where he starts a rebellion. And if a year or two after Aveline's death, if you bring Aveline and Anders in the party at the same time, Anders like, oh, did you guys play the Templar and the Dirty Mage? It's like, this isn't probably a little bit after a year. And it's like, to a widow, that's kind of sick. It's not like you go up to someone's funeral and go, so, how's the sex? It's like, no, don't do that. It's like, he thinks he's funny, he thinks he's clever. Some people brush it off and think nothing of it. Anders just being quirky. It's like quirky. And it's like, no. Would you do that? Would you go up to someone, a widow, and say that kind of thing? You wouldn't. So yeah. And if I broke Blue Alien Wedge Binds, please find the nearest mirror and shatter it with a hammer, so you can just hear that glass shattering sound. I really wish I had that. So yeah, when a game, that's why I like this game, like franchise. It can keep you talking. And as you can tell, I'm playing as an elven mage. Well, if the years didn't give it away in the staff. Mainly because I like elves. The only part of the elves I don't like is the ears. I don't know, it's something about those ears that freak me out. But they always got hard. I like the idea, an elf becoming an underdog. That's just a recent thing for me. Like, before, and still kind of now in other RPGs, I like being human because it's the idea of putting myself in a position. If this is me, I even go as far as naming my character myself, naming my character, giving him my name, and then making him as best as I can look like me. Because, I don't know, I'm selfish. I'm weird like that. But yeah, there's not really much of a difference. Well, if you're like thinking, oh, this is like Dark Souls, or nothing like Dark Souls. In a way, you're right. In a way, you're wrong. Because you could, if you're a warrior with a sword and shield, that's where it feels like Dark Souls. I get more of a Dark Souls feel over Dragon Age. You can put there's a move where you can block. You can put that in RB, and there's a move where you can roll, and that could be B. Granted, it needs a cooldown, stuff like that, but you can play, and your only attack technically is your quote-unquote Dark Souls heavy attack, which honestly I don't mind. But yeah, that's just Dark Souls and Inquisition, how I feel like it's the same. Where especially you get the feeling, I get that feeling more than anything when I'm fighting dragons, because you have to watch what they're doing. You can block at a certain moment, they gain guard, and it hurts it. You gotta just watch, and it's just one thing I kind of like. That's just how I feel like. I just realized this kind of feels like Dark Souls, and yeah, but Dark Souls may have like, oh, this is what I think happens. This I think what this means happens. It does have deep, meaningful thought, but I just never. It doesn't like, oh, do you kill this NPC because he's suffering, or do you send this person back to your stronghold for this? Thinking of different games at once, by the way, and like, it doesn't have that kind of feeling. Am I the hero or am I the villain? At the end, I take that back. There is that feeling, but it always comes at the end of the game. Do you relight the light? Do you let the dark embrace you, or something like that? I can't remember. It's been so long since I even watched Dark Souls. So yeah, it's preference, and when it comes to right or wrong, that's the only, when it comes to right or wrong, it's always at the end. always at the end, and like not easy to describe. Well, in this game, there's multiple. It's still thought provoking. It's like this game, but it's like, well, for example, in Dark Souls 2, there's this boss called the Lost Sinner. Female, by the way, even though it has a facial hair and beard. Women can have beard too. And my theory is that she's the lover to the old Iron King and queen of the ancient area before Dren Lake and before all the time between the Iron Kingdom and the... I can't remember the names. If you want to know what I'm talking about, go look up Body Video. He has some good videos on that. I might be talking nonsense, but that's my thought. Yeah, so that's just my thinking. Why I like this game. It's just this so thought-provoking. It can make you question what you know, what is right, what is wrong. And then I saw a gameplay for this horror game called Soma. And I saw a Let's Play, part 1 to part 19. And it's like, as good as the game is, it's so good. If you're a fan of horror games, go play Soma. I highly recommend it. I don't have the money to buy a PC or to buy it alone. I had to watch a Let's Play. And I'm still kind of salty about the person I watched. So, yeah, that's pretty much Dragon Age. I know I talk a lot about Dark Souls. And I'm excited for Dark Souls 3. And the next game of this, it's like Fallout 4. And like, I want them now. So, yeah, what else again? Okay, thank you for watching. I just wanted to say, if you enjoyed what you see, me talk about this game, and lore, and how this game can raise up feelings, I will start making videos about this game where I read codexes and then talk about them, and then read them to you, and then say, oh, this is what I think, this is how I believe, and what should be going on. I will be doing that, but enjoy this music video. I wouldn't say music video, but a good song. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Shadows fall and hope has fled. Still your heart, the dawn will come. The night is long and the path is dark. Look to the sky, for one day soon the dawn will come. The shepherd's lost and his home is far. Keep to the stars, the dawn will come. The night is long and the path is dark. Look to the sky, for one day soon the dawn will come. Bear your blade and raise it high. Stand your ground, the dawn will come. The night is long and the path is dark. Look to the sky, for one day soon the dawn will come. Corypheus will care. The best answer to powerful lies are certain truths.